Hello friends, today we're talking about key signatures. Key signatures are really handy because they save us a lot of time with writing accidentals. Now previously we've been working on constructing major scales given a particular note using the progression of whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step. And that will give you a major scale no matter what note you start on, whether you start on a D, an E flat, an F, an F sharp, etc. Now, if you go by the notes that are in that scale, you will get the key signature for that major key. For example, here we have an excerpt from O Susanna by Stephen Foster. We have D, E, F sharp, A. You look through here, you have notes of the D major scale. And let's take a listen to it here real quick.
I come from Alabama, where Joe on me. I'm going to Louisiana, my Susanna for to see.
All right. And so instead of having to write an F sharp in front of every F and a C sharp in front of every C, we can put it at the beginning of the music right here, and that lets us know that every F, whether it's an F4, an F5, an F3, and every C, whether it's C1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, those notes are going to be sharp. So here's the key signature. All right, so in reading that, it tells you that key signatures represent the sharps and flats of a scale on which the work is based, and applies to all pitches in the octave, which I just said. Now, a couple crucial things to remember is that there's an order in which these sharps and flats occur. Anytime you have one sharp, that one sharp is always F sharp. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's always F sharp. If you have two sharps, those two sharps are going to be F and C. If you have three sharps, F, C, G, four sharps, F, C, G, D, five sharps, F, C, G, D, A, six sharps, F, C, G, D, A, E, and every note sharp, F, C, G, D, A, E, B. So the order of the sharps are F, C, G, D, A, E, B. Now, how I was told to remember this is kind of silly, actually. It's a phrase, but I never forgot it. Fat cats get diarrhea after eating beans. There you have it. So I always remember the order of the sharps, though. Some people say fat cats go down alleys eating birds. You can come up with whatever you want to. That was one I remembered. Now, when you have flats in a key signature, those occur in a certain order as well. And essentially, it's just the reverse order of the sharps. So the first flat is always B flat. If you have two flats, it's always going to be B flat and E flat. Three flats, B, E, A. B, E, A, D for 4. B, E, A, D, G for 5. B, E, A, D, G, C for 6. B, E, A, D, G, C, F for 7 flats. All right, so as we're writing key signatures, we want to write them in that order and space them specifically in the musical score. All right, so here we have some examples of major key signatures. Here are the ones with the sharps. Notice that G major in treble clef is written on that top line, F sharp. One thing to remember when you're writing key signatures is that we never, ever use ledger lines for key signatures. It's always in the staff. Now you can see a pattern for these. Here we have one sharp, it's the key of G major. Two sharps, F and C. Notice that we move down to the next sharp and over just a little bit so they don't overlap. Now we add the G sharp, we move up, and that's right on top of the staff. This one's right in the fourth space, right there. Right, the next one, when we add the next sharp, we'll go down, move over a little bit, and here we have D sharp. That gives us the key signature of E major. Here we have 5 sharps. Now this A sharp, had we continued with the pattern down, up, we would have ended up with a ledger line. So we're going to move on down to here, that second space. And here we could have done that in bass clef, but we're just going to mirror that same pattern here. All right, here we have 6 sharps, go back up to E, and here we have everything sharp, all 7 sharps. You get kind of a Harry Potter zigzag lightning pattern there. All right, now with the flats, we start with B flat, and we go up and add the E flat, down add the A flat, up the D flat, down G flat, up C flat, down F flat. And there you have your key signatures for sharps and flats. A great way to remember to figure out key signatures is you can memorize them, but there's a quicker way to do that. Say you have 4 sharps. For sharp keys, look at the last sharp, F, C, G, D. D is the last sharp, and you go a half step above that, and that is your key, so E major. Okay, for flat keys, you have 3 flats, B, E, and A. Look at the next to the last flat, and that's your key signature, E flat major. All right, you'll just have to remember F major because that only has 1 flat. Okay, here it talks about counting down 4 scale steps for flat keys. And you can see that A flat counts down to E flat. 3, and same thing here. That's a little confusing to me, so I will deal with that method. All right, so those are major keys and key signatures, how we construct them on the staff, how we recognize the major key based on what's there, half step above the last sharp, or the next to the last flat. If you have questions, let me know, and good luck.